Okay, hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me Mehtab Amanwala and I'm a student at Rehan School Online Academy and welcome to my show. That's it and chat show where we do conversations with people that are good in very in their professions and the profession is about anything and we learn so much from them and on the daily basis when we will do interviews. So we have a very special guest in our studio. And today I'm here with another guest, another very special guest in my studio, who is Miss Dr. Esther Simpson Ukaria. Esther Simpson Ukaria. Okay, I have to pronounce it right. Okay, so in the start, let I introduce herself. So she is a speaker, author, and a visionary who whose words speaks louder than words. And no, I have said it not very well. Okay, yeah. So sorry for that. I am still confused to have you. And in the start, sorry, so sorry. Okay, as the founder of House of Mercy Network Foundation in Nigeria, she is
Yes.
actively transforming lives and through compassion-driven initiatives that uplift the countries and empower communities, especially. And she is also a published author whose voice resonates across borders, using storytelling as a tool for healing, faith, and social change. Let's warmly welcome an extraordinary woman of impact, Miss Dr. Esther Simpson, Ukaria University. Thank you so very much for thank you so much for being here, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you. Hello.
Hello, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here as well. It's an honor. Thank you, Metab, for the amazing thing that you are doing in the community. Salam alaikum to everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, my name is Esther Samson Ukaria. I was born and raised in Kano State in northern Nigeria. I also completed my primary school and my secondary school there, and for that, my university studies in the southern part of Nigeria in Igbinedion University, where I graduated with a first class in international relationships and strategic study. And after then, I worked a bit with a South African bank in Lagos as a trainee in the international department where we I had a lot to do with tax for the Lagos state tax and also for foreign companies. So I was working a lot with finance, and then I moved down to Germany, to Mulheim, Germany in 2010, where I decided to study again. And this time I studied with the Chambers of Commerce at the Robert Schumann Beruf College in Essen, where I studied to become a certified foreign language assistant with French, Dutch, as well as English, and also the German language. So it enables me to work anywhere, be it in the corporate world, be it in IT. But I was working mainly as a team assistant. That was what I do, and at the same time, I also pursued my passion for writing, and which led me to have written many books in contemporary fiction as well as Christian self-help books on life struggles and so many other things, because I have gone through a lot in my life and I've been able to overcome. So I share these experiences, also receive other people's experiences, and then we come up with solutions to help each other. And I also started the House of Mercy Network Foundation because I'm very passionate about helping people. My aim is to see people grow in life, to see that despite them having limited access to education, to finances, they are able through vocational training or enhancing their skills to better their lives in different areas. So through my foundation, I organize empowerment trainings. We learn different things: Vaseline making, cream making. We learn, for example, I had a project in India for a while back, and it was the women, they were making mats. They were making soaps in order for them to sell and to feed their family. In Nigeria, we had we're learning how to make Vaselines. We're also learning how to develop vocational training skills, making spices, going back to farming, because many people graduate, they go to the university, but unfortunately they can't find jobs. So if you help them to empower them in this skill areas, they are able to use that to bring themselves as well as their families out of poverty. We also have other projects like the food box, where we share food to communities, raw meals like rice, like beans, all sorts of grains, just to help keep people above water. And we also have the maternal birth kit. We use this project to create an emotional safe space for expectant mothers, especially those who are also poor. We share mommy's bags, and in these bags you have various tools that the midwife will need to help them deliver their children safely. So these are the things that I'm mostly into: the charity, the writing of the books, working in corporate, and also doing my business as a coach as well.
That's great to hear. So sorry, I'm disconnected. I don't know how, but I am here again. So sorry, and thank you so very much for your introduction and telling me about that so briefly. So thank you so very much. Okay,
You're welcome.
yeah, yeah,
You're welcome. Is there any other question?
yeah, yeah. I have a lot of questions for you.
Okay.
Answer of that questions. Okay, okay. So yes, we are going to start from your about your mission and purpose questions first of all.
Yes.
So. Uh, My first question is that, like, what inspired you to choose a life of service and humanitarian work? As we have a lot of things to do in life, but you have choose that passion. Is that your passion or something that you want to do from the beginning? Like the childhood, and is this available to you very easy? So how do you think about that?
No, I
How
don't. It's something. It has always been my passion. It's something that I've always wanted to do since I was a child. I noticed as a child, I loved helping people. My dad will buy me lovely gowns that are expensive. I did not have a problem to give it out. There was also an orphanage home close to our house. In those days, I would take my clothes there, I would give it to people. I had no issue sharing my food with people, my money if I go to school. So it has always been a part of me. It has always been something that I was passionate about. And in 2015, my mother she started her own projects, and I felt this was an opportunity for me to also learn from my mom. So I worked with my mom first, and then I started little projects. I would use PowerPoint. The PowerPoint, I will write about projects. I will write why I want to help a particular community. For example, in Germany, there was a time we had a lot of refugees coming from Syria. And I said, oh, I wanted to help the Syrian people. I wanted to go gather clothes, food. And so I wrote out the project, what I wanted to do, the name, why, how many beneficiaries, where am I going to get money? And so with that, I was able to go around asking people for help. So it's something that I've always loved doing from a child. It's just a passion. It's something I have a passion for. So I would say that's also part of the reason why I was born. That's, I would say, part of my purpose. My purpose is to help people to develop themselves, to see possibilities where they have given up on life. I come and I just help them show them that there is also another chance for you to live again, for you to establish your life again, for you to move to another chapter of your life, to develop yourself. So that's just mostly what I do actually.
Okay, that's great to hear, Miss Esther. And yeah, you have said that like after the when students graduate themselves and they are graduated, so they find jobs. So is this okay to find the jobs, and we can start, from the with the degree we can do some type of business that will help in the future. If we start anything from the beginning with the degree and with the others thing that what we are doing right now, so is it okay, or we just have to focus on one thing that is like just education now, and after that, when we will have a degree, so we will choose to do jobs and do anything what we like. But is it okay to do some things that you would love to do in your life with the education, or just we have to choose one thing?
Okay, so I think it's important that students know that education is pivot is amazing. You need education in life, especially if you have the opportunity to go to school. Please go to school because you can never do wrong by going to school, by learning, by improving and expanding your horizon. It gives you a leverage, it gives you an edge above any other person. There is always a difference when you meet someone who had an education and someone who has a gap. So I would say if you have an opportunity to go to school, go. However, do not neglect your passion. Let's say, for example, you have this, you have a passion, you know that I was born to be a technology guru. I'm so good. I can code. I don't need to go to school to know how to code. I don't need to go to school to know how to use different programs. I don't need to go to school to know how to design graphics, websites is inside of me. I know it. I would say while you are learning in the education, also develop that area of your life because that is what will bring about the transformational change you need in your life as well as in society. Because we live in a fast paced world right now and we see people losing their jobs, but we see also those people who are running with the times, those people who are becoming technological affinites, those people who are developed the passions that they have inside of them, their purpose. These purpose opens doors for them, also financial doors. So, for example, let's say we have somebody who is watching and this person is going into university or secondary school and you're about to finish and you also want to be a designer. You know how to design clothes, you love to design the different fabrics and sew them. I would say harness your skills, learn your skills, build on it, refine it while studying at the same time. Don't neglect it. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to go to school alone. No, because even after you graduate and you don't get a job, this skill in your design, in your coding, in your programming, and the things can get you income for you to sustain yourself and even help your family.
Yes, thank you so very much for this answer, and it's a very great answer that I have received from you because, now in the era of AI, just people are focusing on the skills that, like, we just have to learn on the skills. Education is good, but after that we have to do, with that we have to take skills with us and learn skill with us. So yeah, it's in great. So in Rehan School, let I tell you that like we are focusing on the skills basically.
Mhm.
Like the mission of Rehan School that where I am studying now, and with that I
Yes.
am going to school too. That you are saying that like we have to go to school too and learn skills too. So in Rehan School we don't have any subjects. We have to learn just skills that is about coding, website development, and graphic designing, video editing, and all about that. That are
Wow.
going to take us in the future very well. I think so. Yeah, and in this system of Rehan School, we don't have any books. We just have the books of how to do code, how to do coding with AI, how to do something other types that they have included in their curriculum. So with that. we don't treat any subject in Rehan school. Is it okay? Because as you have said that like we have to go to school to read subjects to learn more about the information. Like we have different subjects, computer, social studies,
Yes.
etc., etc. So is it okay to not read that, just focusing on the education of AI? Like we have a lot of fields in the AI that will take longer, as like the field of education, field of healthcare, medical care, and about that. So can we read that, or like we have to read all the subjects that are included in the curriculum system that people are not changing? I don't know why in the Pakistan especially. So yeah, tell me about that.
Okay, I would say, it depends. Like this the school you have is actually what I would say a vocational training college. And it's a vocational training college where you develop people's skills. They come there, some are interested, some already have an idea. So what you are doing is more of a lot of practical. You are doing, I think, what you say, learning by doing. I think that's what I would say. That's what you are doing, learning by doing. So normally you must not really learn the social sciences, the biology. No, what you're doing is amazing. You are focusing on the artificial intelligence and all. However, if you guys want to move further, I would say encourage your students to also learn, to also maybe read some books on, maybe, let's say, how do I how do I sell my courses? How do I sell my programs to people outside? How do I approach them? Maybe learning the art of communication in business. Yes, so maybe, while you're learning the practical skills, you also have to think of how to sell yourself. And selling yourself will entail you to read something, to read about, communicating. How do I communicate? How do I communicate when I come and I say, hello, Esther, you know, um, I run the RSOA Student Academy. I would like to partner with you. This is what I offer. Yeah, you were able to approach me because you went, apart from you having the skills on programming, website editing, you also read on the manner of approach in business. So even though you guys don't have a curriculum, the general curriculum of biology and all that, I would say try to incorporate reading activities that will help you to be sellable, because there is one thing to have so many skills, and there is another thing to be able to pitch it to investors, to pitch it to salespeople. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much for this answer too. And yes, it's a great answer. I'm getting great answers from you, and it is clearing my mind about all the questions that I have in my mind. Thank you so very much for that. Okay, now we are going to talk about your organization and work basically. So,
Yes.
what was the catalyst for starting the House of Mercy Network Foundation? What is it basically? What you can do there, and what's the idea behind that?
Okay, our driving force, like I said from the beginning, is compassion. Compassion is natural. Everybody deserves a helping hand. That's what we believe. Everybody deserves a helping hand. And another thing is creating an environment or opportunity for people to be able to help themselves. And that's what I do. Apart from sharing of the food, like I said, one thing that I'm big on, that I do also through the EFD Academy, which is under the House of Mercy Network Foundation, is to be able to bring people who are teachable to learn skills to be able to empower themselves. Because you cannot just keep on giving people money, keep giving people free food. If you continue doing that, they will remain poor. But when you give them things, tools that will help them to develop themselves, bring them to that phase of changed thinking, for them to be self-aware that there is a problem. This is the reason why I'm not moving forward. This is what I'm supposed to do. The environment I am, yes, is not working, but if I gain certain skills or change my way of approach towards life, things might become better for me. So this is actually what we do. We do the empowerment through our trainings at the EFD Academy. We also do the compassion. So the driving force is compassion and empowerment, creating a place where everyone is not left out. So that's just it behind our Submersive Network Foundation.
Okay, thank you so very much, ma'am. Okay, so what role does innovation play in your humanitarian work, and what's your take on that? If we do anything like that, we do any innovation, what's the story was behind that, and what will have what will the story behind that? Will have your mission about that? So, if for example, I am starting a plan to do anything and
Mm,
trying an innovation about anything. So,
mm,
what will be my goal to achieve that? What will be my strategy to do
mhm.
complete that goal? I just want to know that.
Okay, first of all, if you are starting a project, let's say for example now you are started the RSOA and you're like, I want to have a foundation for RSOA. So first of all, you have to think RSOA is a skill empowerment hub. And so now you want to have a foundation that helps underprivileged students to learn new skills and find or earn cash, earn some money in the economy, or earn it as remote workers. So now you have your goal. Your goal is to empower underprivileged students living in Pakistan who are skilled in web design, but they don't have the money to improve their skills. So your foundation, that is the goal of your foundation. Then your mission statement can be like mine is making compassion natural. Yours might be creating or awakening the Gen Z web developers in Pakistan. And and creating this hub for them. And then so you might be like ages, I'm targeting ages 13 to 20. And then you might be like, I need corporate bodies, the government to help me. So now with what you have, your project, you can pitch it to these corporate bodies and tell them you need finances for you to buy computers, for you to run programs, for you to rent maybe a meeting hall where you'll be meeting once a month and having these workshops. You don't want to only have it online, you also want to meet your students and things like that. Yes, so once you write out this project, that's from the project you see, I spoke about the goal, I spoke about the mission, and I think I have something I would have read it out. For example, we have, if you look at our various goals and missions, for example, in enhancing skills of people through empowerment trainings, reducing food security through by sharing bi-monthly raw foods to communities in Lagos, creating a safe emotional space for pregnant mothers through our birth kits. So these are the goals and our missions that we do, broken into segments.
Okay, thank you so very much, ma'am, for explaining
You're
it
welcome.
well. And okay, so in your foundation, what accomplishments have you done, and what are the accomplishments are here that you are most proud of?
Okay, I would say the one I'm really proud of is, For example, I was given an honorary doctorate of humanities in 2020, and it was because of a project I did in a city in Kogi State in Nigeria. And this project was called Feeding the Widows. And it wasn't just me sharing food to widows, to people who did not have husbands. No, it was, I did a research, and in my research I came out with a method, and I said, you know what, I was going to create a safe space for these women. They will come every month. I got people to play the drums, and then they will come, they will play the drums. Someone was there with them. They will sing, they will laugh, they will speak to themselves. They will do a lot of games, play, and things like that. They were also praying, and then we will give them food. So I noticed that these women stopped dying. The mortality rate reduced. Before, they were dying because of loneliness. But when I started that project, and when I incorporated that method of bringing about joy, an atmosphere of joy, an atmosphere of togetherness, collective community building, it reduced them dying. They were not falling ill like before, and they were much happier. So as a result, there was a seminary in Ibadan. They are an affiliate with the American Evangelical University. They saw the work I was doing, and then they decided to give me the Doctors of Humanity. So that was where I had the Dr. HCSAHC. Yes. So I think that was what I was able, that was one of my most proud moments, where I knew that, wow, because when I'm doing the charity work, I never thought somebody was watching. I just did it because it's something I love doing. But I never knew that somebody is watching it. So I knew that, wow, dedication really pays. It pays to be dedicated to what you are doing.
Thank you so very much, ma'am, for explaining this question very well too.
Welcome.
Yes. Now we are going to talk about leadership and strategies. So yeah, uh, what qualities do you believe every humanitarian leader should have to be a leader? If, for example, if I want to be a leader in anything, so what qualities should I adopt first, and after that, how can I work on that, and how to become a leader? This is my
Okay.
basic.
I would say, to be a good leader, number one, you need to be teachable. You need to be teachable. You need to be empathetic. You need to be a good listener. You also need to move away from the commandment mentality, because some leaders, they were trained to command, sit here, do it like this, do it like that. No, the world is changing. We are in a world of inclusion. And to be sincere, there are many people on your teams that are smarter than you. And a leader, you need to understand that you are there to steer. It's just like driving the car. You are there to steer it, but you have the other parts that you need. The other parts, you need your gear, you need your horn, you need, you have the other parts that. So it's just like understanding that you need to be empathetic, you need to be a good listener, you need to understand the art of shared thinking. What do I mean by shared thinking? For example, great leaders, people like, if you see, people like Albert Einstein, so many other people, these great scientists, they were not soloists. Although it looked like they were thinking on their own, no, they always did research, and they search for other people's thoughts to add to theirs and develop. So as a good leader, Metab, I would say, listen. Your thoughts are not always, should not be the last. Listen to your team members. Work as a team. Don't compete. No, you are not competing. You are only working towards a common goal. And once you see this is the common goal, our goal is to make RSOA the biggest empowerment hub in Pakistan by the end of 2026, and to ensure that everyone that comes to this hub graduates with amazing transformational skills, and they go out there to also impact and lay a legacy. By so doing, you are working as a strategic leader, a leader who is empathetic, a leader who is compassionate, a leader who listens, and who challenge his team members to continue to build themselves.
Okay, ma'am. And things that you have told me, I think so. I have some of these, and from that, I have, I have won that award. If you can see,
Wow.
it's
Wow.
Student Awards of Pakistan, and I
Wow.
have been and nominated, and I have won that. So I
Wow. Congratulations. Wow. You
thank
see?
you very much.
Wow.
I am just hearing that, like, what's the qualities you told me about that, and I am processing myself that these
Yes.
qualities I have, should I have or not. So I think so that things that you have told me about 80 to 90% I have. That's why
Wow.
I think so I have awarded
Yes.
as 100 student
Mm.
leaders of Pakistan.
Yes. Wow. That's wonderful.
Thank you
That's
so much.
wonderful.
Okay, so yes, ma'am. We are going to talk about now, collaborations and partnerships. So, how do
Yes.
you build effective partnerships with other organizations to, to take your mission long and to do?
Okay. Currently, I'm looking for collaborators. I'm really looking, especially in the area of the coaching. I'm looking for example, I'm a certified personal development mindset coach, and what I do is, like I said, is simple. I coach people in the mindset transformation because I believe that anything that will happen, it happens for the mind. And so my aim is to come up with strategies to work with individuals to take them from limiting beliefs into possibilities and starting again and doing something with themselves. So I do that through the EFD Academy. I partner with people. Like last year, I partnered with I think um, another foundation who came. We organized workshops together. So I'm looking for people like you now. If you're like Esther, I would like us to partner, and I'm opening up my RSOA to people who would like to learn skills. So let me know. I'm really interested in that, or I would like to invite you to come to coach on a particular topic. For example, presently coaching on the role of identity, mental health, and resilience in purpose fulfillment, and as well as um, moving past self sabotage in 2026. So these are the things that I am really big on right now, and also other topics. So I'm open to collaborations. That's how I've been working. So presently, I'm open to collaborations with people.
Okay, so what you have learned from working with international communities, as an coach, as an speaker, as an anything, if you have worked with international communities, what the things you have learned, and what you should have adopted in yourself after joining that international community and whatever.
Okay, I would say structure, community building, including everyone. For example, here in Germany, I also volunteer in an organization, and I work with other women. I work with, for example, three other women. One is from Morocco, two they are from Syria, and also one is from Nigeria. And there's a lot of inclusion coming in, where we, despite us looking different ways, we're able to work together. We're able to promote shared thinking. Through shared thinking, we're able to innovate and generate better ideas, expand on these ideas, and build something that is impactful. So one thing that I've learned, shared thinking. Another thing that I've learned, structure. because coming from a place or in my country in Nigeria is not, they are not really structured. But coming to Europe, I've learned that if you really want to move faster, you need to be structured and well organized in the things that you are doing, and be transparent even when it comes to finances. You know, everything really has to be transparent. This will lead to integrity and people trusting you, your abilities, and also your person.
Okay, ma'am. So, how do you define success in anything? What you are doing, if you want success. So, what is the success of type, and what success is basically according to you, and what skill has been most, valuable in your overall journey, whatever you are going.
I would say success to me is just laying a legacy. Success is laying a legacy for those to come that will lead to will lead to a greater impact. You know, there is, to me, there is nothing as great as working with people, helping them develop, and then seeing them standing there at the top, and you're like, oh wow. And they look at you and they said, you know, I remember when I met Esther in 2020, I was da 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 da, and now look at me today, and I'm like, oh wow. You know, so to me, it's laying a legacy that multiplies, that leads to a greater impact. You know, this, you give it to somebody, the person takes it there, they develop it, they give it to other person, and it goes on, the circle goes on. If we all can be like that, I tell you, many of the world's problem will be solved. We will not have poverty like we have in so many places. Yes. And so to your second question, what, characters have I developed? Discipline. If you want to be successful at anything, you need to be disciplined and you need to stay consistent. Sometimes it's hard because stress of life. We also have too many distractions, the social media. There is always something playing, a reel, a funny reel that you want to laugh and all. But you have to be cautious, you have to set boundaries, and that's what I do. When it is time for me to work to achieve a goal, I focus. No telenova, because I love watching Indian movies, I love watching Chinese movies. So I said, no Chinese movies. You have to focus, Esther. You must finish this project. You must finish writing this book. And then when I finish, I go back to enjoying myself. So the self discipline, self control, setting good boundaries is important as well. And also surrounding yourself with change makers. People who you know they are going somewhere. People who spark so much creativity and innovation in you. It's really important.
Okay. So, in the last, I just have two questions more for you, and after that, we are going to end this interview. So,
Okay.
where do you see your foundation in the next 5 to 10 years? What is your goal right now for the next 5 to years? What do you want to do?
Oh, I'm really hoping, working hard, praying, and for me is to create a hub, a learning hub where people can come. They have access to free vocational training. That once they finish, they know, okay, with what I've learned, I can start my own farm. I can start my own products. I can start developing website for people. I can, so that's it. A free. I hope to have one day a free vocational training hub, to also have a safe haven, maybe a big house where men and women and children, boys and girls that maybe they don't have a house, they can come there and stay for some time. And once they are there, they can also join the vocational training hub, develop themselves, and then go out and help themselves. So these are what, and I hope to meet more better partners, to partner with more collaborators as I develop.
Okay, that's great. In the last, I just want to ask you that, like, can you give you any advice to the audience who are watching this interview and who watch this after this live session, and to me also, and you can give you about the interview. How do you feel?
Okay. Wow. Okay. First of all, Meta, thank you for the interview. Thank you to everyone in Pakistan watching and all over. Thank you for the opportunity to come here today. I just want to say that you are doing an amazing job. I just want to know that you were always know that you were born to be a change maker. You are not an ordinary person. And also to those people who are working, you were born, you came to this earth with a mission. Don't allow negative challenges, don't allow toxic people, don't allow things in your environment to tell you you are nothing. No, you are something. You have been wonderfully created. Look at yourself in the mirror every day and say, wow, I am going places. And then go back, study, write out your strategy. What am I supposed to do on this earth? How can I make impact? Even though I don't have money, even though I don't know anybody, even though there is corruption in the system, you have to challenge yourself, challenge your thinking, challenge your environment, put effort. Every day, keep on showing up. And I tell you, one day you will send me an email and you say, Esther, I will listen to your interview with Meta on a particular day, 2026, and I put effort, dedicate, and this is what my life is about now. So I'm rooting for you. You can do it.
Thank you so very much, ma'am, and
You're welcome.
for giving me motivation in this interview. I have interviewed a lot of people, but I think so. This is the one of the best interview I have ever done, and
Wow.
to have you learned so much things from you, and going to adopt that things in my life to
You're welcome.
become better and become a very big future leader. And
Yes.
I'm email. Yes,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
okay. Thank you so very much again, Miss Esther Simpson, for being here. It's a pleasure to have you as a guest. And thanks to the audience who are watching this interview and who watched this interview after this live session. Thank you so very much for watching. Inshallah, we are going to meet in the next interview with another guest. Take care of yourself and bye bye. Allah Hafiz.
Okay, bye.